Hey UTV Boondockers. So if you're looking for a great set of tree kickers, Bent and Twisted Fabrication is the place to go. They make like the best tree kickers out there. This will be my second set, and today we're gonna walk you through the install on this 2026 Polaris Xpedition XP5. So let's get going. Okay, so when they get shipped to you, this is how they arrive, in a box just like this, and they are packaged very, very well. Nothing's gonna happen to them. Now, it's gonna take a minute, but we're gonna open this up and get after it. All right, once you peel back the packaging, this is what you're gonna end up with. These are the Anvil Series, and they have some other options for you too, but one cool thing to point out is, they can go ahead and put in custom stuff, like I obviously put the UTV Boondocker in there. But you can put whatever you like. They have lots of options. Depending on your style, you could even put some stuff on that side. So definitely check that out. That's a nice option. So in addition to the tree kickers, of course, you're going to get instructions and then the mounting bolts. And these are not little. I mean, take a look at these things. These are beefy. Very, very beefy. No joke. So these are probably one of the strongest tree kickers you can get. I think they are the strongest. I mean, yeah. But let's talk about some of the options you can get with the bars themselves. All right, now Bent and Twisted Fabrication it's got a deep-rooted history into racing, so you have options here. These things over the years have just improved their design, and they're beefy. So these are the different options you can get. Just to give you an idea, these are the 1.5 single wall. And there's my hand against it, just to kind of give you an idea of size. I mean, it's beefy. Some of the options you can get are right there. That's what I got, the 1.5 single. 1.5 double wall. You can go up to 1 3/4 inch single or double wall. And I mean, there's a finger just to give you an idea. Okay, let's talk about the tools you're gonna need. So first off, these are gonna include all the tools you need, including some optional ones. First off, you'll need a couple 17 millimeters. Temporarily. These are only to remove the bolts that they use to hold these things together during shipping. So we'll set those aside. The next thing you're going to need is a razor blade. You're going to need this to do a little bit of trimming for some of the holes we're going to cut in a bit. And this comes in pretty handy to take off the packaging because this thing is packaged really, really well. Okay, you're going to need a drill bit set, ideally out of this, just one smaller drill bit. So if you have a drill bit laying around, that'll work just fine. You're also going to need a 2-inch hole saw. Okay, this is what I used. I would not recommend a paddle bit, but this one works pretty good, so pick yourself up one of these if you don't have one. Just make sure it doesn't have to be this long. Just make sure the drill bit sticks out a little bit past. I kind of finagled this with what I had. This little guy is an optional piece. We're going to cover that later in the video, but this is going to be your template that you're going to use to drill out the side holes on the machine to accept the mounts. A center punch. I'll put a link to the description for this guy. It is fantastic. It is freaking awesome. Love it. You're also going to need a 10 mil. 10 mil is going to be used to take off your belly pan bolts. You're going to need a T40. T40 is going to be used for all kinds of stuff underneath the machine to take off the belly pan. You're also going to need a 3/8 Allen head socket. This is going to be handy. You don't need this, but it's handy. You also might want to get a 3/8 Allen wrench, which could replace that. But there are times when this is handy, and there's times when you have to use this. You need a 3/8 ratchet, definitely. A longer one if you have it, to accept these guys and work with them. You're going to need a 15/16 wrench. Okay, that's going to be for the mounting bolts. You're definitely going to need a drill. And one of these are optional if you have a little impact with the 3/8 adapter, or a 3/8 impact is just fine. That's super handy. You might need this. It's kind of like a hammer. You never know. But I use this to pry the belly pan back on, because getting it back on is kind of a pain. And there's a little part that on mine kind of wants to pull inward, and I need to pry it out to be able to push it up and connect. You'll find out. Hopefully you won't, but if you do, you'll know why we need that. And then last up is a compass. This is an optional piece. It is used to make this guy right here. if you want this template. If you want to wing it and just pop a hole where you believe center is on the drill, that's fine too. Totally up to you. But this is what you're going to need, so let's get started in this job. Well, we've covered the tree kickers themselves and all the options and the tools you're going to need for this, so let's get started. Now, this is going to take you a while, most likely. You're going to have to pull the belly pan out. You're going to have to drill out some of the cap holes in the side, which we'll cover in a minute here. So definitely pack a lunch. It's going to be a minute, but I promise you it'll be worth it. And anybody can do this, even you. So you don't have to take these in. You could do this yourself with some tools, right? So follow along. We're going to get started on this install. All right, the first order of business is we need to drop this belly pan. You're going to take your T40 and you're going to remove this bolt here, and there are 3 others here, there, and there. You'll see them right in the front. Take those out and set them aside and keep track of them because they look a little different. So make sure you don't mix those up. All right, after that, you're going to go ahead and take that same T40. You're going to take these out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Go ahead and get all those out. Set those aside. Those are slightly different as well. And then we're going to move on to underneath removing these belly pan bolts. All right, the underside of this is broken down into 3 sections. You got your back section, your mid section, and then of course the front section. We're only going to take off the front and the mid section. So what you'll want to do is right here, there is a T40, and then there's another T40, 1 per section right back there. Take those 2 out, and then continue, do the front first, take off all these 10 millimeters. You'll take out this little canonical washer, and then you'll go ahead and take out the bolt. So take all of those pieces out for the front, and then we're going to try to remove this guy, and then we're going to work on the midsection and take that off. So do them in pieces, a little bit easier. Getting this off is a little tricky, okay, but it easily can be done. Putting it back on is just as tricky, but don't worry, I've done it once. We're going to do it again. Okay, well, I'm going to probably speed this up because it is less than pleasant, but once you take all the bolts out, it's going to be a little floppy. What you're going to want to do is sandwich this thing in, pull the outside end. It goes up under the lips of these outside edges. So once you pull it down enough in the middle, the outside edges will come off. But with the front piece, what's going to fight you is right up in here, there's, it kind of goes up around the bar. So you're going to want to pull down in the front and just kind of, just fold it in half and then start yanking this thing out. So let's just do it. And wear safety goggles or readers, whatever. Just protect your eyes because mine's pretty clean. Yours might not be. You don't want that crap in your eyeballs. There we go. Easy peasy. Taking it out's the easy part. Ha-ha! Win! Okay, just like we did the front, same kind of thing, only this one's easier. There's not as much stuff to hang up on, so just start pulling down. You want to feed it kind of that way a little bit, get it under this lip, and then it'll drop, pull it out, you're good to go. That one was really nice. It's a really good time to clean this up if you want. Your call. All right, the next step is we're going to need to drill some holes in the rig. Okay, now to do this, I'm going to create a template. You can do this or you can skip it and just wing it, totally up to you. But if you want to follow along, here's what I'm going to do. The holes on the side that you want to drill out to accept these mounts are going to be 1 5/8 inches. So you can use a compass, right? Optional. Half of that is 13/16. So go ahead and make your circle. And what we're going to do with this little crafty idea is we're going to find center using this compass. Poke a hole in there. Now you got your center. What I would suggest you do is cut this out, this circle right here, and then we're going to use that to drill the pilot hole. So let's go ahead and cut this out and bring it over there so we could do the drilling. All right, here's the moment you've been waiting for. This is the part where we drill a hole, and we're going to put them right here. These are the spots we need to cut out. So with our crafty bit, if you opted to go ahead and do this, you're just going to put it right over top of that circle, like so. And this punch, I'll have a link to this in the description. I love it. Thank you, Dan. Go ahead, poke a hole in there, and now we're going to drill it out first, a pilot hole. Okay, now that we have that punch in the middle, that'll give us a good guide. Just a smaller drill bit. Doesn't matter the size as much, but Go ahead and just carefully poke that through. Boom, that step is done. All right, now that we got that done, we're ready for the 2-inch hole saw. Just gonna get that thing started right there. Careful when you get up to the plastic. She's gonna wanna walk on you, so get a good hold on it. Tip it just a little bit. And then let her eat. Nice and easy. Wiggle it around. Boom. Now this stuff right here, you can pull this off. And what I did was, I'm gonna get a vacuum. It's up to you what you wanna do, but pull all this fibers out of there. Get a razor. And then just clean her up a little bit. Careful when you do it on the edge like this, it's gonna wanna cut into it. So just show it who's boss. Nice up. Right. And then you're gonna repeat that same exact process for all 4 of these holes. 3 more to go. All right, now we've got the holes all drilled. They're pretty well cleaned up. Now what you're gonna wanna do is install these bolts that they give you. There's 1 short one per side and 3 longer ones. The longer one goes here, the shorter one goes up here. So take this off, set that aside, run it in from behind. There's already a tube right there. This one's gonna be a little tighter fit, there we go. And then the same goes for this guy. And once you put them all in, you'll be able to install the tree kickers and set them on top of this. So, all right, continue on and then get a friend to help you. These things are heavy. And we'll just put one on, start it a little bit on each of them and slowly work it in there. There's a little channel in here, and when you get the tree kicker on, you might even have to trim this out a little bit. Maybe, we'll see. So we're gonna give it a shot and see what happens. All right, it's in. Let me tell you how I did it. Putting in the front first was a little difficult. I tried that, but worked the best is put the rear one in first and then just get it to bite a little bit on the threads and then work your way down. So I did the back, then I tightened the front a little bit and then just filled in the middle. So the front here bites the most. So you have the most threads, at least on this one. So this 2026 model, again, tolerances are different in the manufacturing process. Things may not always fit exactly the same, but these are built on a jig. So they're all identical. So, and they give you some wiggle room. Next, what you want to do is you're going to go ahead and use this 3/8 drive with a 3/8 Allen. That's going to be for the back side. And then a 15/16 wrench, a 15/16 socket on a 1/2-inch drive to tighten these up. You're going to have to be careful because this fits on here, but it's pretty tight. So you might even want to just use the box end. Over in the very back, you're only going to be able to use, you know, the open end side. So tighten this down just a little bit, then tighten this down a little bit, and you'll start to see it pull in, and just work your way down until you get those that don't have as much bite on the threads. You don't want to start them right now because you'll just cross thread it. So carefully go through and do that, and let's get this tightened up. All right, now you can use a 3/8 ratchet drive, but I found that for some of these spots, like on this side, the other side is a little more forgiving, but there's more stuff behind here. So you're gonna have to use one of these Allen wrenches that I outlined earlier. This is where this comes in handy. Put it in there from behind, and then this one right here, this particular nut, be very careful when you're tightening it. Bring her down, and then don't hit the powder coat because you'll scratch it all up. Unless you don't care about the powder coat, and then send it. But I'm gonna be very careful and do it like this. So there you go, be very careful. All right, there they are. When you're done, you should have a little bit of thread sticking out of each of these guys. And the trick is put the back in first and then tighten it a little bit in the front, like tighten that one, then go ahead and tighten that one, then that one a little bit, tighten that one, and just keep going back and forth, kind of like a tire. I found that's the best way. You'll know when you start tightening this, it'll start to pull in. So then just work it back and forth because there's a channel this fits into. So let's take a look underneath so you can see what that looks like in the backside. All right, there's one of the bolts right there. And you can see there's another one right, yep, right there, and so on. So all the way down to the front. That's kind of what they look like on the back side, just in case you were curious. But you're gonna see when you lay on your back and do this. All right, so now what you need to do to get this thing all back together is I'm probably gonna come over on that side, lift this up and put it in the groove, and then come over here and kind of bend it. It's kind of a challenge. If you have two people, it's much easier. So stick one side in. And hopefully, if you're lucky, you can do this without that side popping out. Look at that. And crawl underneath. Boom! Look at that. Like a glove! And then don't do what I did. Come prepared with at least one bolt and the little cup, and then tighten that up. And this front is the same, except it's a little more tricky. We'll look at that in a minute. Okay, this is very much like the back when you go to put it on, except there's this extra piece right here. This is gonna fit up in this little flap. And depending on your machine, it might be tricky to get it up in there. So you're gonna wanna start it and then run it up into the edge like I just did. And like I said, if you have someone to help you, I'm gonna get help with this one because it's a lot easier. But get this started up in this groove, get this up in the lip, and then slowly work your way over and fold it up like a sandwich, get the other side in, and then you're gonna be working this up. This will be your most difficult part to get it up in there. Just make sure those fins that stick up go behind this plastic because you're gonna put those 4 screws on each side and the front end. So keep that in mind. And like I said, this is probably the most difficult part of the entire process. So I'm gonna get after it. Good luck to you. All right, all that hard work is finally paid off. Look at that, this is beautiful. What this tells me is I need to talk to the wife. It sticks out a little bit. I think I need a long travel. What do you guys think? Long travel? Well, if anything, I am gonna get some wheels with a different offset so they stick out, give me a little stability. Plus it, you know, the Anvils do stick out a little bit, just so you know. So be aware of that. There's other styles to pick from which aren't as prominent, but they look pretty darn good. I think you're gonna be happy with it. The last touch that I'm probably gonna do, it is a personal preference, but I'm gonna paint these nuts black. I have some paint, just gonna get a paintbrush out and clean those up. So that is totally up to you, but we're done. We are done. Good job. Hopefully this was helpful for you. I wish you well in your install. You will not regret it. These are fantastic, and I'll tell you what, these are gonna hold your machine like a boss. All right, hey, thanks a lot for hanging out to the end. I hope this video was really helpful for you. These things look fantastic. I'll have links in the description for the products and all the tools that I used. Well, some of them, not all of them, but hey, if this video was helpful, go ahead and click that like button and consider subscribing. We do install videos, trip videos, all kinds of great stuff. It's free to subscribe and it helps us out, and you'll get notified if we have any new videos. So again, thanks very much. Have a great day.